I think maybe even harder than suffering yourself is witnessing your children suffer, watching others suffer, and especially your children. Can't this doctrine help me as I see a child facing something that is heartbreaking for them and for you?
Yeah, absolutely. In our own circumstances, as everyone, we may all be, I suppose, different in the particulars, but like Paul said, all temptation taken you is common to man. In 1 Corinthians 10, we're having a shared experience, even though maybe the details seem a little different. As Jennifer and I have navigated this, as we've watched our loved ones, our children, our ancestors, those before us and after us that we love and cherish, to see the weight of mortal challenge and opportunity. That's really what we're shifting from, is to speak of these and conceive of these things as simply bad or hard, but rather to actually see them as agency-inviting opportunities, as Christ-choosing chances of character-building crucibles. Again, to think celestial is to flip the perspective on this as being so negative and so wrong and so unequal or unfair. Instead, to see, oh, this doctrine provides a vision for which, as you've said, oh, this is, as what Elder Orson F Whitney said, no pain that we suffer, no trial that we experience is wasted, but rather ministers to the development, our education and the development of our qualities. I'm just so grateful for that, because yes, it does provide a way for those of us who aren't currently in a crucible, looking at others who are, and to see meaning in it, to see conversion and opportunity for Christ in it.
Yeah. Just so our listeners know, sometimes they may assume that our guests don't face hard things. Phil and Jennifer have faced difficult things. This doctrine works. The gospel works.
Yeah, it does. And when we first learned of something particular, it's their story too. I don't want to overstate things, but when I first became aware of a challenge that one of our children was experiencing, I had the sweet download from the Spirit. It was just lovely, and it caused me a lot of pause and comfort, and that was, Phil, salvation and exaltation are very long games. I suppose this would be an appropriate time to share something in a less emotional time, when I was reflecting on some of the experiences that our family's having. I was just kind of curiously intrigued by the veil, and I had been reading Revelation and how the adversary accuses day and night before the throne. And in a moment there, I was thinking, maybe the veil plays a role. I mean, how much can you accuse us down here when we don't even remember our premortal life? I mean, it's like, well, yeah, they had both hands tied behind their back. And what are you going to say about that? You know what I mean? They did really well considering they didn't know anything. I was kind of just curious about that. I don't have any answers to it, but what happened was really beautiful. I had the experience of the Lord's voice to me saying what you already know and has come up many times on this wonderful podcast with many of your guests in one form or another. And that is, he tells me, Phil, there's not one thing about salvation and exaltation that I don't know. I had quoted President Benson earlier about there's not one thing we'll find out that he'll have left undone. This was a different message. There isn't anything about saving and exalting my kids that I'm in the dark on, or that I'm not like totally proficient in, and have done worlds after worlds after worlds. Now, I know that intellectually. I knew that before that day. But here's that thing again, independent verifiability. Now I know that personally. He told me that. He didn't tell somebody in the scriptures that, or a friend that. I love that. He did that to them too. But I know I have this sweet recognition and peace amidst the turmoil, amidst whatever, the things that seem non-ideal. I have this peace that he knows exactly how to do salvation and exaltation.
He's good at this.